It's Tiffy time! Tiffany Stratton is the new women's champion tonight, officially. She cashed in. Seriously, a round of applause for WWE because they did this perfectly. The match was Naomi versus Nia Jax. And we did wonder where Tiffany was. Will she come out during the match saying she was going to cash in? But what actually happened was she baited us. She attacked Naomi. She helped Nia win to then turn on Nia Jax. And of course allow Bianca Belair to hit the KOD. And then she cashed in. Tiffany Stratton is the new women's champion. Very, very cool. I feel like WWE desperately needed this big moment tonight. The first 3 hours SmackDown. And of course, hype for the weekend as we build to Monday's Raw. This is things you might have missed from WWE SmackDown. Make sure you've hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Cody Rhodes would be the first man to kick off a 3 hour SmackDown tonight. And, well, Cody would come to the ring to tell us that he's disappointed because he can't be a big part of what's currently happening, the revolution of WWE, because he's not medically cleared. He would be interrupted by Drew McIntyre. I totally wasn't expecting that. Drew McIntyre coming down and hugging Cody Rhodes. Definitely didn't see that happening either. And neither did Cody, to be fair. Cody's reaction says it all. Look at his face. He was so confused that Drew McIntyre hugged him. Drew would praise this modern era of WWE, saying that Cody Rhodes was the quarterback for all of it. Everything that's happening is basically on Cody Rhodes' shoulders. But Cody is about to screw it all up. And he offered to watch the back of Cody. Makes perfect sense. There's a lot of history with Drew and Cody. Obviously, former WWE Tag Team Champions. But Cody didn't buy it. Cody basically called Drew McIntyre out saying, if you want a shot at this belt, let's just do it. Step up, etc. Drew McIntyre, though, would just walk away, telling Cody Rhodes to watch his back. And almost instantly, Kevin Owens attacked Cody. The brawl was on. Drew walked away. Kevin beat up Cody. Cody turned it round. Cody beat up Kevin. People came out and split them up. Question is, does this lean into the theory that Drew and Kevin could work together? Or already are? Well, maybe, because in a backstage segment, Kevin Owens would run into the Usos. And by the way, WWE were genius, because moments before, the Usos were with Sami, but Sami walked away, meaning Kevin and Sami still haven't interacted. But Kevin would give the Usos the same warning Drew gave Cody. Watch your back. Paul Heyman would do a promo tonight, obviously to hype up the tribal combat match for the Ula Fala on Raw. Heyman definitely didn't hold back, saying that Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, they weren't welcome in the United States. Jacob Fatu wasn't welcome outside the United States prison system. As expected, Solo Sikoa would come down to the ring, demanding the microphone from Paul Heyman, and then he would tell Paul Heyman on Monday he wants Paul Heyman to hold the Ula Fala at ringside because he knows Paul Heyman will never disrespect his family. But when he beats Roman Reigns, he has to put the Ula Fala around Solo's neck, and then he'll own Paul Heyman. Look at the facial expression of Heyman. This is absolute gold. I can't wait for that match on Monday. Question. Why was Paul Heyman so concerned about going through the metal detector? What was that about? And also, what was the focus on the WrestleMania logo about? That was interesting because even after Heyman walked away, they still continued to zoom in on it. Is Heyman going to have a massive part to do with something at WrestleMania? There is a lot of buzz on social media immediately following SmackDown because of the way Paul Heyman counted 1, 2, then flipped his fingers to use his little finger, just like The Rock did when he counted to 3. People wondering, is Paul Heyman aligned with The Rock, or was Paul Heyman just dropping a little Easter egg ahead of potentially a huge Rock appearance Monday on Raw. Well, ahead of Monday's Tribal Combat, tonight's SmackDown main event was Bloodline versus Bloodline. What a main event. Genuinely, you could have put this on a PLE and no one would complain. During this match, which was actually really good, by the way, Drew McIntyre would emerge. Remember what Kevin Owens warned the Usos about? How did KO know? Again, leaning to that theory, KO and Drew are actually working together. Jay and Drew will collide on Monday's Raw also, but the distraction tonight didn't cost Jay, but it certainly didn't help him either, as he would focus on Jacob, who wasn't the legal man. Solo would take advantage. Solo beat Jay tonight as the new Bloodline stand tall. Worth noting, tonight on SmackDown, they debuted a blue ring mat, obviously blue for the blue brand SmackDown. Question is now, are we going to get a red one for Raw? Do you not think maybe red would be a little bit overpowering, maybe? We'll have to see. The first match tonight saw Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Andrade. Really good match, exactly what you expected. Very shocking for the ending, though. This was a non-title match, which usually means the challenger is the person that wins. But no, Shinsuke Nakamura picking up the win. And then after the match, LA Knight would get involved and beat up Nakamura. Then taking a mic, saying that he's going to be there every time Shinsuke Nakamura's around. We'd later find out that LA Knight will challenge Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship next week on SmackDown, so not long to wait for that feud to play out. Michin was successful tonight in the second match of SmackDown. Michin would defeat Piper Niven in obviously a match designed to move Michin one step closer again to the Women's United States Champion, Chelsea Green. When do we think this one's going to happen? A SmackDown, Saturday night's main event, or Royal Rumble? Apollo Crews was on SmackDown 2 weeks in a row. He'd be confronted by Pretty Deadly, whom he would call out for saying Los Garza attacked Street Profits. Well, instantly Legado would appear, obviously taking exception to the fact that he was accused of attacking the Street Profits. But what on earth happened to Apollo Crews? First of all, Apollo Crews did nothing to help the Street Profits, and then tonight he just vanishes when there's a sign of violence. What's going on with Apollo Crews? Well, Nick Aldis would announce earlier today on WWE's Instagram that both members of the Street Profits sustained injuries during live events and are not medically cleared, so their tag match tonight was cancelled. In fact, they'd be replaced with the Motor City Machine Guns. After DIY manipulated Pretty Deadly into thinking that they'll become number one contenders as long as DIY retain tonight, Pretty Deadly would get involved in the Machine Guns vs DIY tag team title match, and actually with Los Garza getting involved as well, looking for revenge on Pretty Deadly, they would screw Motor City Machine Guns. The Guns had the match won with a double submission, but look at this, Pretty Deadly being speared into both means the referee had to stop the match, DIY retain. Worth noting as well, Lillian Garcia was the ring announcer tonight and is expected to be for the foreseeable future, with her moving to SmackDown and Alicia Taylor moving over to Monday Night Raw. For me, an 8 out of 10 tonight seems fair. Very good show, but it did rely heavily on the Bloodline. Let's be honest, there was a lot of Bloodline stuff on this show. But let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, like the video, share the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace!